All right, wasn't a good day for the Steiner sweeper. I cracked the frame where the hitch arm attaches to. It snapped the weld right here, took a chunk of the metal out where the bolt goes, and then it bent this whole part out just a little bit. You can see where that's supposed to be vertical, but I'll have to heat it up, push it back in, re-weld it. I'm gonna put a brace behind it and weld another brace with another steel plate in behind it to help strengthen it up a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and mount the hitch back on this side only for the fact it'll hide all the ugliness when I get it all put back together. But I can't really blame it on the sweeper so much. There was a few contributing factors that caused this to happen, and I was really wanting to do an offset sweeping video, but we kept getting rain and the grass got so high that I just didn't have time to mess with it to do an offset to try it. And then I got to thinking, you know, it's probably going to be pretty weak on the frame, getting a big load of grass in there, and then, you know, lo and behold, normal sweeping, I ended up cracking the frame anyway. So if you have one of these, this is a few of the factors that I think will cause this. I was using the 1772 when I was sweeping. Now the hitch on the 1772 is 3 inches lower. Now 3 inches doesn't seem like a lot, but when you draw this sweeper down 3 inches, you're stressing, you're putting more weight right here. And then the fact of, I cut the back lot first, and then I wanted to get everything swept up in case it rained, because I was letting the front of my lawn dry out a little bit because it was still too wet to mow. And I cut the grass, and then it didn't have enough time to dry out, so the grass was really wet, which this thing sweeps wet grass fine, but you just have to be careful because, you know, of course, wet grass weighs a lot more. And I probably made a couple more passes. One of the things, you know, one more pass, one more, and I kept saying that, and I didn't realize how much grass was really packed in here. And guys, this thing will jam some grass. So needless to say, the hopper was completely full. I don't know what this thing weighed, but it had a lot of weight to it, and I came around the lawn and I hit some bumps, some ruts, and I could feel the tractor hit them, and the weight of the sweeper hitting them ruts and the pulling, I heard it snap. So I wasn't real sure what it was at first, but I could tell that it didn't look right the way this pin was. So I got done, I came and looked, and I was pretty disappointed. I was pretty mad at myself. I shouldn't have pushed it to the limits, but it was one of them things. I just wanted to get everything done, and I sort of wanted to see how much grass I could pack in here, which I guess that proved it. So luckily I could put the hitch on that side and it was fine. I got the rest of my stuff done today, so what I'll probably end up doing is once I get that fixed, like I said, I'm going to mount it over on this side, and then I'm going to get a hitch for the 1772 that goes on the 3-point so that I can raise the sweeper up and get it more level and, you know, not put so much stress on these bottom parts. So anyone has one of these sweepers that they're using and you're pulling it with something else, I just suggest try to keep the unit level and don't pack it too full of wet grass or wet leaves. You get too much weight on it and you start hitting bumps and ruts, and you could run into this problem as well. I'll go outside and show you what I've been dealing with here this spring. Alright, so this is what I've been dealing with. It rained and rained and rained. I can still barely even walk in this area, but you can see how tall this grass got. I'm mowing close to 4 inches, and if it got any taller, I was going to have just to put the tough cut on to nail it out, but I almost got the whole lawn cut. It's dry enough today. I'm going to get this cut and sweep this next, but like I said, springtime just wasn't good in Ohio again this year. It wasn't as bad as last year, but I figured I'd let the grass grow and rather sweep it up rather than rut the lawn up, because sweeping's a lot easier than fixing ruts. I'll take you over and show you how much grass I swept up with this. So here's my piles of grass. This was all the grass that I swept up with this sweeper, and you can see each one of these here. That's pretty much one pile that was coming out of here, and this grass was really wet. As soon as I got it cut, I cut the back and then I cut the front yesterday, but I cut the back and then I swept it, and I don't like sweeping you know, wet grass, it's always better to let it dry out. It just sweeps better, and the weight of it. Now this stuff sat yesterday and it dried up pretty good today, so this really wasn't a whole lot of weight in the sweeper. But anyone that has one of these, if you're going to be sweeping grass, my whole suggestion is you know, if you are doing it wet, don't push the sweeper to its max capacity, and as long as it's dry, you should be fine. But like I said, the added weight and then the bumps and the hitch height, just sort of a weak spot on it. So I was pretty disappointed, because I love the sweeper and it makes springtime so less stressful, knowing that having that, you know, I can get the grass collected easier. So I was fortunate enough I could throw the hitch on the other side and at least get what's left swept today. I nursed it through, and then here in the next few weeks I'll have to brace it and re-weld it up. So figured I'd share that. As always, thanks for watching.